What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, got a couple of things to say, and I'm going to start this video. I'm going to connect this video, the topics to something so I can lead to something else because I have a follow up video, which I told y'all I was going to have a follow up video for because I want to address some situations, and pretty much there's not really much going on in boxing, just some more recycled stories. Now, I read something about Ryan Garcia. And we already know that Ryan Garcia turned down, the fight, the point that he's mandatory challenger for Devin Haney's title. And he pretty much walked away from that. He doesn't even want to fight for that title. That's nothing new. And Devin Haney spoke about that. But that story came up again because also he has no interest in fighting Fortuna, who's another top guy in the division, right? Well, all of a sudden, now he does the same thing. Gervonta Tank Davis is going to 140 to fight Mario Barrios, and now he says he wants to fight Tank Davis and Manny Pacquiao. That's his interest. Okay. Let's think about something. When we talk about guys like Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury, we talk about it's been a year since they fought, right? We don't expect certain guys to walk right back into, a big fight right away, right? So we expect them to have, since it's been so long, a tune-up before they go walk into a fight. Pause. So basically saying that, we don't expect them to walk right into a big fight. Okay, so we know Tyson Fury saying he want to fight, somebody, pretty much before he fights AJ. And I believe that has something to do too with the whole, nah, I'm not interested, it's not happening, we're not nowhere closer to the fight. I do believe that has something to do with it because he's saying he want to fight somebody, anybody. He doesn't want to wait because they're saying the fight should take place sometime in November. So that's a longer time for him. Well, even though AJ fought more recently, it's a long time for AJ as well. Okay, but anyway, let's get back to Ryan Garcia, and I'll get back to that. So Ryan Garcia, pretty much now, before Lomachenko lost to Teofimo Lopez, Garcia, Davis, Haney, Lopez, the young lions. Lomachenko's name was always there, of course, as well. But then it's like the possibility of all these guys fighting. Now, they all face criticism, all of them. Fighting somebody, they fought someone and didn't look 100%. And then, this guy, I think this guy, everybody does that. This guy can beat him based on that performance. If you see when he did this, if that was that guy, this would have happened. Okay. What I'm seeing with a lot of fighters is like once they win that big fight, that this is your step up fight now. It's like all of a sudden now they just feel like, now I can play eeny, meeny, miny, mo because I beat such and such. Because it's the same exact thing Teofimo Lopez is doing. You keep bringing these guys' names up saying that this generation of fighters we got right now is a solid group. We're going to change that narrative of hand-picking, cherry-picking, and, the best not fighting the best. We're going to get these fights. Remember all that talk? Then as soon as he beat Lomachenko, he starts talking real different. These guys got to prove something. They got to go fight somebody else before they fight me. This is coming out of Teofimo Lopez's mouth. And then as soon as Tank Davis announces that he's going to 140 to fight Mario Barrios, now all of a sudden he starts talking like he really wants Tank Davis. But that's not what he said before. But all of these little back and forth games, this is like the type of stuff I have no interest in. I report it because some of it, because it's being, it's being spoken about. These guys are saying things, and okay, but I'm not going to keep going back and forth with that because until you guys sign a contract, what are we talking about? Until you guys, even guys getting on a camera and arguing back and forth, and then both go fight somebody else is like, what was the purpose of that? Like I always say, this is like couples therapy or something. Okay, now You win that step up fight. That doesn't mean, oh, I've won that big step up fight, so now I can just coast and cruise. I don't have to fight nobody else with the name. Nobody worthy. Okay, my thoughts on Ryan Garcia, particularly saying that he wants to fight Tank Davis and he wants to fight Manny Pacquiao. That's who's in his sights. I can agree with the Tank Davis. Yeah, that's the fight that should happen, right? Whether it happens at 135 or 140, it should happen. He also made a comment saying that he's too big for Lomachenko. What do you mean? You're too big for Lomachenko. Then that will mean you're too big for Tank Davis, because Tank Davis is a short guy, way shorter than you and Lomachenko. What you mean? You're too big for him. What? But at the same time, right? At the same time, all beforehand, you guys are gonna start to get the fights to see the best fight the best and yada yada. And like I said, I'm not big on words. I'm big on action. Okay. But let's be realistic. Okay. Manny Pacquiao's 42 years old. He hasn't fought in a long time either. So what makes you think that the Manny Pacquiao that will fight right now in 2021 is the same exact Manny Pacquiao that fought Keith Thurman? Why are you not trying to fight Teofimo Lopez? Why are you not trying to fight Tank Davis? You're saying you want to fight him, but I mean, what? It's always once a fighter announces he has a fight, then all of a sudden other fighters start to say, I want that guy. No, you don't want him because you didn't have, I mean, why are these fights not happening? Talking. Arrogant, sitting back playing that role of dictator. Nah, you know what? I want to fight him. No, I don't. You know what? Nah, I want to fight him. Why would you want to fight Manny Pacquiao? And if you fight Manny Pacquiao, it's going to be at 147. So if you'll go up, and this is the way I see it, if you will go all the way up to 147, because I know damn well Manny Pacquiao is not going to go back down. If you will go all the way up to 147 to fight Manny Pacquiao, 42-year-old, wear and tear Manny Pacquiao, then you might as well stay at 147. Fight Errol Spence. Fight Terrence Crawford. Fight one of those guys as well. Because if you can go all the way up to fight this guy, and I'm pretty sure, look, fighters, you hear this all the time from trainers. I don't care. This guy's older now. He's not the same. See, it just takes the right type of fighter to show him he's an old man. Pretty much, I'm pretty sure these talks happen with Ryan Garcia's camp, man. You know damn well they're not looking at Pacquiao thinking he's the same. They can sit here and break down what each other disadvantages are, whether it's height, short reach, or too slow, or whatever it may be. But when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, all of a sudden, you don't think that they're looking at that 42 as a factor? You don't think that they're looking at all the wear and tear, the years he's been on in this sport as a factor? Of course they are. I'm not going to say that. Keith Thurman did. It backfired on him. But what I'm saying is you can go all the way up to 147 to fight a guy who's pretty much on his way out. Then stay there, because then what you're saying, you can't use the weight as to say, well, I'm not really 147 or 147 pound fighter. I just went there for one time, because that means you just went there one time to fight a guy who's basically, like I said, on his way out, and you think that beating him is going to boost your profile. That's exactly what that would seem like. So to stay there and say, nah, if I could go up here and fight 42-year-old, Manny Pacquiao, well, guess what? Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, they're all older than you. They all have years on you. So stay and fight those guys as well. At least you can say, hey, well, I'm in my prime now. I'm younger than them, but I'm coming. Hey, I fought these guys in their prime too. Unless you're going to wait for all of them to become 42, then fight them. Like, you understand what I'm saying? That would make no sense. Okay. Now, I don't personally care about people trying to defend their favorite fighters. That's your business. I don't care about that. I call it like I see. Anyone who knows, who's been part of the family, been watching this channel, certain fighters who I look at, who I'm gonna ride with them when they fight. But I'm not gonna sit here and make excuses for them. Now, this is exactly what's been going on. It's too much fanboyism. Okay? We can talk about that guy because I don't care about him. But then when you say something about this guy, that's different because that's my favorite fighter, which I really don't care. Let's look at this. As much talent as we have in the 135 division, there's nothing special going on. Okay, Tank Davis, he won his step-up fight. Spectacular knockout, uppercut, bam, took dude out. Luke Campbell was Ryan's. Lomachenko was Lopez's, okay? And for Devin Haney, see, people overlook this, but Gamboa was his step-up fight. He completely outclassed, outboxed him with no problem. But because he couldn't knock him out, he got criticized. Okay? Fight before that, Tank was getting criticized for fighting Gamboa and not knocking him out. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia was getting criticized. Teofimo Lopez was getting criticism as well. Like, yo, he's winning, but he's not beating anybody. So now you guys have all won your step-up fights, and it's like, now all of a sudden, you guys are just like so distant now. Okay, so let me roll into something else, okay? Because I've said pretty much what I need to say about that division. I recently did a video. I did 2 videos, okay? And I'm going to make videos according to what's going on. But there's a lot of videos I don't even make things I don't make videos about because it's like, here we go again. So in my videos, I'm speaking about the situation with Tyson Fury and AJ. What's holding the fight up? What's keeping the fight from happening? So basically, here's what happens. If it's hearsay, I have no actual interest, which is why you don't hear me constantly talking about this guy said he want to fight this guy, this fighter said he want to fight this fighter. Well, now they saying this. Well, he said he would knock him out. He said he did for what? Where are we going with this? We're just basically having debates, verbal debates over what someone said and who you think is going to win based on what. I don't care about that. It's petty to me. It's childish. And as a grown-ass man, I just don't move that way. Okay. So Tyson Fury made several videos. He spoke and said some things clearly saying he has no interest in this fight. And he ended up saying, I ain't fighting nobody until a ton of money's in my pocket. But because what Eddie Hearn and his own promoters say rival what he says, then it's like, yeah, well, you're taking what he's saying literally. You can't take what he said. First off, what are you, a bunch of fucking psychologists? What are you guys are talking, okay, debating a person repeating what a person said. I would love to see somebody go to court and say, yeah, Your Honor, I killed that guy, and I enjoyed doing it too. And that judge is going to go, he didn't really mean that. You know, I don't take what he said literal. He's just saying that because he's going through some things right now, and he's stressing, and, you know, he didn't really mean it. I mean, you guys don't really believe that he enjoyed killing that guy, right? If he killed him anyway. You don't believe that, do you? I mean, you don't take that literal that he said it, even though he said it, and willingly on his own. And, you know, when he could have easily said, if he didn't do it, no, I didn't kill that man. No. So, again, right? We had some people, okay, and let me say this, throughout the time that I started this boxing channel, I've had people say things, and if you know me, I've brought up videos to make you look fucking stupid because you say something wasn't said or didn't happen, or I misquoted, and then all of a sudden, guess what happens? I play the fucking video, and you arrogant sons of bitches sit back and, well, fuck him, I don't care. Well, I didn't know. Right, that's why you should shut up when you don't know what you're talking about. Because I have no reason. First of all, I don't even care enough to argue and debate with you. See, you guys, okay, that like to win arguments, want to sit and type paragraphs like I'm really going to sit here and read all of this shit of your opinion based on you yourself trying to change the meaning of what came out of someone's mouth. And that's supposed to be justification because your emotions take over and then you think, I'm going to write all this. No, we're not going to go back and forth. It's petty, it's childish, and I'm not going through that. Some of you actually have the gall to speak about things as if you're there, but you try to change the meaning of what we've heard, but then say when other people do it, they're fanboys. What do you think you are? What do you think you are? Because first off, I've had people say AJ's a bum. AJ ain't have no chin. He can't fight. Yada yada. He's overhyped. What do I care? Am I supposed to actually swell my chest up, get offended, and I'm going to sit here and go hard for AJ? No, AJ's a grown ass man. I'm pretty sure none of these fighters don't really care about what we say, which I really don't care, personally either. So for me to get offended because you think AJ can't fight, he's a bum, and Tyson Fury's going to knock him out, and he's this and he's that, man, I really don't give two fucks. I give zero fucks what you think about any fighter. Now, the fact of us not seeing something eye to eye doesn't bother me. There's been several times where I said something, the person didn't clearly understand what I was saying. So you know what I do? Instead of typing you a long ass message, and I don't have to do a video addressing that shit, I could just say, man, fuck you, and keep it moving. You know what I do? Just like what I'm doing now, I'll actually make a follow-up video to explain what I was saying, because a lot of times I'm saying the same things that a lot of you are saying. It's just I have other factors. Like sometimes when I make a video, I've already had conversations, whether it be through text, verbal, over the phone, or on video chat where people are talking about certain things, and you always have comment sections because understand I do communicate with other people. So a lot of times when I make a video, the energy is not just from one particular thing that you may know of. So then when you start talking, you're not even realizing I'm addressing several things. So if I say something and then you're not aware of it, then keep your mouth shut if you don't know what you're talking about. Because then when you think, see, one thing I don't like is arrogant people. I don't like what we call Mr. and Mrs. Know-it-alls. They know everything about everybody. I don't care to know what AJ eats for breakfast. I don't care to know his fucking weight. I don't care to know what his favorite food is. I don't want to know the name of his dog. I don't know if he kisses pets in the mouth. I don't care to know any of that shit, man. You guys are all that personal, that's you guys. Listen at this. I listen, okay? We all listen to Deontay Wilder fanboys make excuses as to why he lost to Tyson Fury. Who was the one guy who was consistent, that was constantly going at it with these LDBC-loving Deontay Wilder fanboys, right? I was that guy. I wasn't the only one. But what was so funny about it is how many people was, yeah, Deontay's a fucking piece of shit, yeah. This is not personal from me about Deontay or any fighter, but I'm calling bullshit on what I see as bullshit, based on what comes out of your mouth and what you actually allow. Now, I'll give you an example of something, right? I remember not even here on a social media channel where me and a friend of mine did something funny, and he said something to me in French, and I responded in Spanish, and people who saw it got it. And they it was funny. They knew what it was. Well, somebody saw that, and I remember a person saying, I knew Aries was Spanish all the time. Yada 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 yada. What makes me Spanish? Because I said something in Spanish? Okay, so what if I would have responded in Chinese? What if I would have responded in French and he would have said something in Spanish? Then would you say, oh, I knew he was from French or somebody from... You understand what I'm saying? No. An idiot responded to the video and said, oh, I'm not surprised. It's like an American to exaggerate or overreact to something. Now, you want to know what's so funny? It was some idiot named Vance or something, whatever you call your fucking self. And I pretty much didn't even respond to his bullshit. He just got blocked. I don't need or want you on my channel. See, here's the thing, right? You feed negativity, you feed negative, stupid energy, and then what you do is you guys see you shoot down the LDBC and Deontay Wilder, but over Tyson Fury, you guys act the same fucking way. So now you call Deontay Wilder a racist, but then you resort to nationality, which you don't know what the fuck my nationality is. Do I live in America? Yes, I do. Am I from America? Now I could act like the Tyson Fury right now and go, well, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Well, no. Really, it's none of your fucking business. But the simple fact that you resort and this same fucking name, when I'm like, yeah, I've seen this name before, and this same motherfucker was one calling Deontay Wilder a racist and always saying shit, quoting directed negative shit towards American people, right? And I'm like, now, you want to know what's so funny? What if okay, let's say, okay, whatever his nationality, let's say I said to somebody from the Philippines, you know, you're very intelligent for a Philippine guy or woman. You're not like the rest of them. That wouldn't be some racist shit to say? Of course it is. Because what I'm telling you, oh, okay, see, I can deal with you. The rest of your people, nah, but you're different. It's not a compliment, it's a fucking insult. And I said, you know what? This little chicken neck bastard, I'm not even going to respond. Why? Because I'm above your petty bullshit. Like I said, insults that come from people on that keyboard, they would never say to my fucking face. I promise you that you wouldn't. And you know you wouldn't. As far as other people who like to, unless you feel guilty about something I say, you wouldn't even have to feel like you need to try to address anything. Why? Because, example, I just gave you something that was actually said. And I take all this negative shit. All this I get rid of all you motherfuckers one at a time. Having a disagreement is one thing. But when you start this, oh, I would expect that from an American, or, well, whatever your nationality is, sir, fuck you. Fuck everything you stand for. Why? Because you're nothing but a racist piece of shit that like to call other people racist. And that's exactly why you was booted off my fucking channel. Because I don't want fuckboys like you coming on my shit. Just so you can, oh, it's okay when we see something eye to eye, but when we don't, you resort to nationality, race play bullshit. That's coward shit. And I don't like cowards. Now, for any time you guys get in your feelings, okay? You grown ass men who get touchy-feely over other grown ass men, I think you need a closer relationship with your wives. Or you need to get a wife or a woman or something, because there's no way. I don't give a, like I said, I've had people tell me, oh man, I think Deontay Wilder knocked AJ out. Suit yourself. That's why we want to see the fights, right? You telling me what you think don't mean shit to me. You know how a lot of times if you look and people make comments about who they think will beat who and this one will beat who, if you notice, you'll see me a lot of times hit the like button. That doesn't mean I agree that guy that you say will win. What I'm saying is I respect your opinion. That's all. Sometimes I agree, sometimes I feel like, but you never know. See, because one thing I can't tell you is what the fighter is going to bring to the table that night. We can all look in the past. That's what we go by, what we've seen, and consistency of what we've seen in the past. But can you sit here and say what guy's going to show up that night? No, you don't know. This is why we have upsets in boxing. This is why when things happen, people are like, I can't believe it. When Daniel Dubois fought Joe Joyce, I clearly said, I think Daniel Dubois is going to put it on him. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just, from the way he's talking and what I've seen, I think he can put it on him, because Joe Joyce is slow. He's really slow. He's there to be hit. We know he had great stamina and can take a punch, but Daniel Dubois was getting guys out of there. And, you know, Joe Joyce, basically showed everybody something that night. Like, damn, okay, he beat him with a jab. Now, here's where you guys exaggerate. You guys make it sound like Joe Joyce went in and just dominated the fight. And just, no, that was a very close fight. But guess what? We saw that Daniel Dubois couldn't get away from that jab, and his eye got closed. Do I need to stand here and make excuses? Well, if his eye didn't get closed, he would have won. No, if his eye got closed because he kept getting punched in it, he should have. Hey, simple. The better man won. Did you or did you not hear me say that? No, I didn't make excuses. Oh, he was too young. No. Listen. There was no excuses about him being younger or he's still growing in the sport. No. Joe Joyce doesn't even have that many professional fights, first of all. He's just older than Daniel Dubois. That's it. He doesn't even have more professional fights than he do. So I'm sitting here going, when I'm watching the fight, like, yeah, this is a great fight. I'm not concerned about, I want to be right in my prediction. No, I don't care about that. I'm enjoying a great fight. Joe Joyce won the fight. Simple. Better man won. For anybody that's talking about, oh, but you know, he should, well, Joe, no. Stop the excuses. We've seen this time in, time out. Tyson Fury gets no free pass from me. Again, when I said wrong choice of words to say, you never know when I'm lying or telling the truth. Well, I'm too grown up for your bullshit games. But two, like I said, because of all the shit that went on between him and Wilder and all these accusations, to say you never know when I'm telling the truth or lying, wrong choice of fucking words, man. You make yourself, especially right now the way you're acting, oh, everything that comes out of his mouth, they're going to downplay it anyway. But I clearly repeated what came out of his mouth. Like, again, like I said, not his trainer's mouth, not his best friend, not his neighbor, okay? His mouth. So every time now when Tyson Fury speaks and he says something stupid or something that rubs people the wrong way, for all of you guys, okay, that decide, hey, you know what, man, it's Tyson Fury. We can't take what he say literally. You know what you guys do? You form your own little circle, get in a little huddle, and you guys can sit here and play babysitter, hold him by the hand, the same way Deontay Wilder minions do him. They make up excuses for what Deontay Wilder says, okay? And yeah, let me address you, Mr. Splinter Cell, okay? Because you asked a question about, do I care to pull up the proof that someone recalled or referred to me as an LDBC guy? See, you did exactly what a lot of people do. You involve yourself in something that maybe something you said was addressed, but there's other people, not just you. Do I care to prove anything? No, I don't care to prove a fucking thing. I'm not here, like I said, to win arguments. Okay? You see, I simply made a video, which is right here in my archive, okay? Saying, I think Dillian Whyte is a better boxer than Deontay Wilder. But it's a strong possibility that Deontay Wilder may knock Dillian Whyte out because Dillian Whyte has a terrible habit in every fucking fight of being defensively irresponsible. And I talked about how he does this wobbly thing with his legs. This is just weird things that he does in the ring. Now, because I didn't suit someone's ego and their taste by saying, no question, Dillian Whyte knocks him out. I believe Dillian Whyte can knock him out, and I believe he can knock out Dillian Whyte. I said I think technically, overall skill, Dillian Whyte is better. And I still say the same thing. I still think he gets irresponsible on defense, like we saw against Povetkin. And guess what? All it took was one. All it took was one. As soon as I said that, I had some dumb son of a bitch type in, oh man, you see all LDBC guys. Oh, I see. So I'm an LDBC guy because I'm simply saying it's a strong possibility that Deontay Wilder can knock out Dillian White. Even if I felt like he'll destroy Dillian, you know what, man, I'm not gonna bite my tongue because I'm care what you guys think. You're gonna get mad because I'm giving a fucking opinion. Well, who the fuck made you? God made you. Oh, your opinion's a fact, but everybody else is just an opinion. So when Arlette, shout out to you, Arlette, big love to you. When she made the comment saying, okay, all Aries is doing is repeating what Fury said, is that not a fact? Did I stand here and say something that he didn't say? No. You guys are saying, oh, but you don't really believe he. I don't give a fuck what he's doing. This is what you don't understand. If he wants to drink or whatever he's doing, that's his business. If he wants to act like a big baby, or I don't want to kill myself, I don't want to get to the point where I'm going to kill myself, so I mean, I'll get my hopes up higher. That's his fucking business. I'm supposed to sit here now and get a pen and paper and write down everything. Oh, man, show him over. Fury, please, don't kill yourself. Man, listen, those bullshit games, I have no interest in. All I give a fuck about, for me to do a boxing channel, is what is going on in boxing. Is this fight happening? Okay, no, simple. So just like I said in the other video, is it that difficult for a grown 32-year-old man to be able to say, listen, me and Anthony Joshua both want this fight. We both signed the contract. There's just minor details of working out. At least at that point, everybody can sit back and say, okay, well, we both know that the fighter's not the ones holding the fight up. No, he's sitting here, won't pinpoint what the problem is. If you know, it's never a straight answer. It's always just some stupid riddle of an answer, and basically try to give you the impression that it's a bunch of shit happening. Like he said, there's things going on behind the scenes that you guys don't know about. Like what? Is that any different from when Tyson Fury fought Wilder and Wilder came? Remember when he said, when he was getting interviewed, like just things happened to me you wouldn't even believe. Like, what do you mean? Like, no, just things that happened like 15 minutes before I came out. And what was those things? Did he ever talk about those things? Did he say what those things were? No. But what did his fanboys do? They sat here and used their imaginations and told us what the fuck happened and didn't happen. That's what they did. No different from what you're doing. Then all of a sudden, like I said in the last video, I hear him say in the video, but like I said, not knowing this thing was going to spiral out of control like it did, how I didn't have no legs from the very beginning when I came out because my outfit was too heavy, it wore my legs out. But I was called a liar. Of course, not face to face, but I was called a liar by these haters. Oh man, you're a liar. He never said that. And they asked me the same question, Splinter Cell, that you asked. Do you care to show that proof? No, I don't care to show you shit. Because the only people who tries to win arguments are the ones who care about this dumb shit. Me showing you anything, okay, doubting that I said something or somebody else says something or whatever. This is a situation of you guys are making things personal. You guys are jumping the gun and writing these long ass paragraphs trying to explain yourself to try to tell me that I'm wrong because your opinion means more than what actually came out of that man's mouth. Because, oh, the problem is, Aries, you're taking it literally. See, you got to read in between the lines with Tyson Fury. I ain't got to do shit. You do that bullshit. And you know what? It was the same exact thing. The difference is, well, what's the same is what came out of Wilder's mouth is what I said. No, you seen everybody on Twitter. You seen all these different social medias putting all of this shit all over that he said. It's just an actual interview. They talked about it on ESPN and all of that. Did you hear one time Deontay Wilder tell Max Kellerman and Stephen A or anybody else? No, I never said that. No, he goes to a YouTube platform to do that shit. After his reign of silence, right? Then when he comes out of silence, he just repeats the same shit that we've already heard. Now, check this out. That's the same question I was asked. Oh, do you care to show that proof? No, I don't. How about that for an answer? I don't care to show you shit. So what ends up happening is months, what, year, a whole year goes by. Now that video resurfaced and I reposted it. And you know what happened? Now one of them sons of bitches who normally jump on the troll and see, I told you, no. Not one of them in sight. Not a peep out of them. Oh, Aries was telling the truth. See, the difference is you guys heard the same shit I heard, so you know what I'm saying. But again, you're resorting to the same tactics of these people that support Wilder. And again, you have fans, you have fanboys. Me, I'm not either. For nobody. I just have certain people who I like shit about them as a fighter, and I roll with what they do. Like, I want to see that guy win. But if they lose, I don't lose any sleep. You understand what I'm saying? I don't get emotional. I don't care. You understand what I'm saying? You have someone who's a news anchor. You think that they have, they do that because they love their job. Yeah, they get an offer for a different type of job or the same type of job covering different type of news, and they're paying them more money. Guess what? Boom, they're gone. They're going wherever the money is. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not like it's just that one thing that I love so much. No. See, you guys seem to forget this shit, right? When these fighters are talking and their fans are supporting their bullshit, they don't change. Because this is the mentality. The mentality is, and I agree with it to a certain degree, the mentality is, I only fuck with those who fuck with me. I can agree with that. I'm here for those who understand where I'm coming from. The problem with people who say that is the people who have an agenda. Like, example, if Tyson Fury fans said, Fury, look, the same way all you guys are talking about how Tyson, how Deontay Wilder fans should put pressure on him about his skills and how he's sitting back allowing all these lies to be told. If you guys even said, look, Fury, you keep playing these mind games. We've been supporting your career, right? We just want to know, are you going to fight AJ or not? Because every time you talk, we walk away not knowing anything more than we knew from last month. Like you said, we're no closer in the fight now than we was a month ago. That's how we feel when we walk away from an interview with you. Because you talk about a fighter when there's no contract signed, but then when it comes time for something to happen, now you're talking crazy. Why are you talking about fighting Deontay Wilder? You just sat here and told us, you would never fight him. And I'm pretty sure every gypsy rocked with him and said, hey, man, we appreciate that. You standing up for us like that. Because that guy insulted us. He doesn't deserve to make another big $1 million plus payday with you. Fuck that guy. Guarantee you they rolled with him with that. And now all of a sudden, we may fight Deontay Wilder in the third fight, who knows, because right, wait. Out of the clear blue, you all of a sudden now, you might fight Deontay Wilder. But we're not supposed to speak on that, right? Because it's Tyson Fury. Aries don't give a fuck who it is. I speak about what I want to speak about, and then two, I don't bite my tongue when I speak. And y'all should know that by now. But on top of that, I only tell the truth. Now, my opinion is my opinion. But what's facts is facts. And what we think we know is because of what's presented to us. So when I'm repeating something that came out of this man's mouth, see, people said, what did Tate Jones say? People misconstrue everything Champ says. But I know what I heard, right? And like I said, it took a whole year, but guess what? When that tape came back out, uploaded it. Here we go. Put it right on my video. So that was for the idiots who said he never said that. But guess what? Now that the truth listen, they knew he said it. And you know what? They still support his lies. And he's still talking about his fight with Fury. And here's the funny part. He sustained all the damage in the second fight, but he's talking about the first fight. You know why? Because that first fight was called a draw, and it pisses him off that Fury has a victory over him. So at least if they were 1-1, his ego would feel a little less scarred because, well, all right, I knocked him out. He cheated, but he beat me because he cheated. So really, I beat him. You can't even call. I mean, you got to call a second on no contact. He'd have a different argument, and he'd be saying a lot of the same shit, but he'd have a different argument. The reason, okay, that these guys can do stupid shit and get away with it is because, see, fans look up to these guys. Y'all looking, oh, Fury. No. So whatever they say, you just take it for what it is. Right? No, you don't. You flip it to what you want it to be. So, like I said, everybody else who speaks, we hold them accountable for what they say. We just can't hold Fury accountable. Because he has, certain situations where he gets stressed and listen, I got bipolar. I know people who are bipolar. I know people who have a lot of different, depressions and all kinds of crazy shit that goes on in their life. Some people, okay, and these are people that I know and love. Some people, you can't help people that don't want to be helped. Some people distance themselves because they know that you and them have different views and ideals. So guess what? If one of these people went and hung themselves or shot themselves in the head, I'm going to blame myself. Oh, I should have made shit. No, it's not my fault if you go out and decide you want to kill yourself. If all of a sudden I get stressed and go to the top of my house and jump off on my head and kill myself, who can I blame for me doing that? You understand what I'm saying? So don't come to me with that bullshit about babysitting somebody, their emotions and feelings, and I have to be so touchy because, that guy's sensitive. I don't give a fuck. That has nothing to do with me. All I want to know is, are you motherfuckers going to fight? Simple. I don't care nothing about all that hold my hand and understanding I'm an emotional person. Didn't we all get on Deontay Wilder about saying, man, that hurt me so bad. They playing with my emotions, man. Wasn't I saying the same things? That's some real touchy, really weird type shit coming from you. Did I not? This for the same thing. I don't care about all the emotional shit. That has nothing to do with me. The fanboys are the ones who care about you getting all emotional and talking about killing yourself and all this shit. When I went through a depression, I'm going to get personal and I'm not going to detail it, but I'm going to let you know something, okay? When I went through a depression, there was divorces going on in my family. People who I love dearly. Stuff that happened, things that I'm watching my family fall apart, and things that I always believed in and felt so confident about was because the people who I looked up to was my family, my loved ones. And things started happening and my life started falling apart. I was just a teenager. Okay? I went through a deep depression and I felt ways that just things people wouldn't understand. And what confused me is because when I watched the people who I love go back and do the opposite of what they taught me, especially when you get ass whoopings and get on punishment and all kind of shit, then you see it like, wait a minute. Wait, but y'all taught me that that's wrong. So what are y'all doing? Like, it was so much so I faced it at a young age. There's people who I grew up with that did themselves as teenagers. Okay, we grew up in a killing war zone. You couldn't be soft and live there and make it. If you was in a rap group or anything you was doing, and you talking tough and somebody gonna call your bluff. I know that bitch ass motherfucker, right? That nigga ain't tough. Trust me, it was always something going on where you had to be ready. You knew when you walked outside, it might be the last time you see your family again, or they see you. Next time they see you might be in that casket. But when you grow up like that right there, it's not only on your sleeve, man. It's all over you. You ain't fearing nothing. You understand it could happen. You know what? But I'm not going to live my life in fear. And I'm hitting the gym. I'm boxing. I'm wrestling. I'm doing all kinds of shit. I'm into my weights and I'm doing all kinds of shit. Self-defense courses, all kinds. I mean, I'm everything. Not because I'm worried about it. It was just something that I love to do. And I got into it and I started really getting and developing and got great at this shit. And you know what ended up happening? So many of the people that I grew up with, like I said, ended up dead or in jail. But you know what was so weird? It's when we're talking about it got to be a better way than this shit. Walk into the corner store just to see a dead body laying in the alley. Little kids going through the dead person's pockets to see if they got money or something that they can keep. And you see this type of stuff on a regular basis. And you know, when I got up and moved out that particular neighborhood, of course, behind your back, oh man, this nigga gonna go out there and live around these fucking white folks, man. Man, they gonna change and shit, gonna get all bougie, man. Next thing you know, bam. Motherfucker, that's Aries you talking about. What's my point? You always got some haters who talk what they think they know and they don't know. First of all, I don't live in a white neighborhood. My neighborhood is integrated. And on top of that, you should be more, focused and concerned about what you are going to do for you and your family instead of focusing on what Aries is going to do. So, you know what that means? All that, yo, I'm happy for you, baby. Yeah, man, yo, shit, man, you deserve it, man. You know what I'm saying? Come up in this shit, man. Like, niggas got to get up out this shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying, nigga? You did it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, but you know what it is. Right. And then you the same motherfuckers who go behind my back saying, what, oh, he gonna change and not right. But you know why you got rocked in your jaw? Because the people who you were saying that to, they know who I am. And that's loyalty. I'm not going to focus about what I had to do when I came back to visit, but I'll tell you this much. I didn't leave a hellhole just to go back to it. And then when you go back and the people that you pretty much was around are dead or in jail, well, what are you going back for? Who are you going back there for? Just to drive through there and see abandoned buildings, condemned homes, graffiti all over stores and people's houses, junk all over the street, drug addicts walking up and down, prostitution, and that's something to go back and feel proud about. That's something to go back for what? It was depressing. It was depressing just growing up in that shit. But I'm still here. Do you understand? I went through a fucking depression. Several times throughout my life, I went through a depression. But I learned it's not just to fight with this. It's in here, it's in here, it's in here. So for you soft asses that make up these excuses for this grown ass man and talk all this shit and how like you're in his head, you can talk to this motherfucker telepathically. Telekinesis, that's how we talk. Yeah, I know what Fury's thinking and feeling. Well, you babysit him. And here's what you should have really did. You should have just mind your business. Simply because, for one, I'm just giving you the news. I'm not talking to you directly, saying, here's what I think about this guy, and you this and this and that. No, you make it personal. And then you respond to something. And then even like I said, I can address something in the video, and I got thoughts in my head from other conversations that I had, but you make it about you. Because you did say something and we didn't see eye to eye, but you make it about you. And like I tell you, this is petty done. That means you can keep talking to yourself, because I'm not going to sit here and keep going back and forth with you to win an argument. Because first off, I'm not arguing with anybody. I'm just bringing you the news. So again, Arlette, nothing but love for you. When I say, anything, I don't say it because I'm mad. I don't get angry. Other boxing channels do that. I'm pissed off because this motherfucker said this and that. Now he ain't going. No, I'm not pissed off. If Tyson Fury, let me say this again, okay? I don't love boxers. I've always loved boxing. But I respect certain fighters. You understand what I'm saying? If Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua never fights, Aries loses no sleep. If Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford never fights, Aries loses no sleep. What I say is, for the fact that they're boxers in this sport, and this is how they make their money, and they're focused on their legacies, it should matter to them far more than it should matter to me or you. So if these guys don't fight, I really don't care. My thing is to bring the news. I'm not going to sit here and bring it in a way where I'm just nonchalantly, yeah, well, this guy said this. No, I give you the news. But for everybody who had something negative to say or thinking that they're correcting me, no, you didn't get your point across at all. Because basically all you're doing is making excuses and talking for this man and changing what he said okay, to fit what you want to try to make sense out of. That's what you're doing. Fact. What I'm doing is repeating what he said. And you all heard him say it. And again, but you're taking it literal. Listen to me. I don't give a fuck if he's drinking, if he's not drinking. If he's depressed or not depressed, that's his life. Understand what I'm saying? I'm not sitting up here fiddling my thumbs waiting for the boxing news. No, I have a life to live. And when I get the time and I see, okay, what's going on? All right, you know what? Let me talk about that. That's what I do. That's what I do. There's several people who I interact with through this channel and have been for a long time now. And there's several times where people, like I said, they didn't really catch what I was saying, and I would actually explain myself, not because I have to, but just because I want people to know this is what the point that I'm making. Even if whether we agree on something or not, I'm not ever angry or feel no kind of way because of that. But when you come at me with the attack like, oh, you're wrong because blah, no, you're wrong. Because you're denying something that someone said. Because you think you know for them better than what they said. Let me give you a simple little analogy, okay? Simple. A simple. I'm gonna give you such a really simple analogy because you guys take the simplest things and try to really flip it to be something completely different. If I told you, hey, listen, go to the store. Get me a turkey and cheese with the works, right? And give me a great Gatorade with that. Can you imagine someone saying, why you getting the areas of turkey and cheese and the great Gatorade? Well, that's what he said. Come on, man. You took that literal. Come on. Anybody with half a brain can see clearly what Aries is doing. Aries really want a meatball parmesan, okay, and a water. The reason he's telling you that, man, is because he just want to see how well you know him. Aries don't want turkey and cheese. Would that make any sense to you? Or would you not say, Aries said he wanted a turkey and cheese and a grape Gatorade? If he wanted a meatball parmesan and a water, why wouldn't he just say that then? Now imagine somebody telling you, oh, you're wrong. You should know better by now. See, Aries says things, but he don't mean it. Well, this is exactly the issue with Tyson Fury. That he says a whole lot of shit. I don't care about when he says AJ's. I don't care. I don't personally care about any of it. My thing is, here we are putting our time invested into, time-wise, boxing, wanting to see great fights, wanting to be able to continue to see, and then you got a guy sitting here playing stupid games. And I just brought you the news. So no, I'm not wrong about anything. Repeating what he said. And even in my saying I think AJ will beat him, yeah. And until I see different, if Tyson Fury beats AJ, I'll be the first one to say, shit, Tyson Fury did the damn thing. Does that mean I'm turning on AJ now for admitting the truth? If he lost the fight? Oh man, now you turning on AJ. You guys are so petty, man. You guys are so childish. I'm a man's man, okay? I grew up in a way we don't argue. We can get along or we can just get it on. That's the way I've always been. So I don't care about winning arguments. And I'm damn sure not going to sit here with another grown-ass man writing these long-ass paragraphs just to say a bunch of nothing. Because at the end of the day, it's like, yo, look, you're saying yada, 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 yada. He out of his own mouth said such and such a thing. So what are you talking about? But then the fanboys like to team up and get each other's backs because why? Because you guys are cheering for the same guy. Just like when I was getting on Deontay Wilder, right? When I was pretty much just bringing up the things he was doing and saying, oh, yeah, Aries was the man then. But now because Tyson Fury's doing similar stupid things, oh, no, you're wrong because, first off, he's not scared. And he said, listen, you don't bring up a person's name. Nobody asked him about Deontay Wilder. The interviewer didn't say anything about, well, would you possibly ever fight Deontay? No, he brought Deontay Wilder's name up. He brought his name up. And he clearly said he'd never fight him again. Okay, so if that's the case, that means he was just fronting just to get the gypsies on his side? To pretend he gave a fuck, but now all of a sudden he don't care anymore? I don't care what you said about the gypsies. Oh, it hit home at first, but now, yeah, people can change their mind and feel different. We're all human. But no, it's principles. And money don't change principles. And you think he's going to make the same kind of money fighting Deontay Wilder as he would fighting AJ? And on top of that, for undisputed? Are you kidding me? Do you remember when Tyson Fury pulled this bullshit? When they said he was going to have to fight Dillian White. And he actually said if they try to force him to fight Dillian White, he will forfeit the title. Me been the champion before, me been undisputed, so titles don't mean nothing to me. I've been the champion already. I've had all of those belts, so I don't care if they will try to force me to fight Dillian White. I have no problem forfeiting the title. What you got against fighting Dillian White? I'll fight anybody, anywhere, anytime, twice on Sunday, right? So when he pulled that shit then, I spoke about that. Because that was some chump shit to me. If they try to force you to fight, what you mean? So you would rather fight Otto Arlene than Dillian White? And so we're wrong because we call you out for bullshit? Why would you be willing to forfeit the title? For what? So basically it comes down to if Dillian White beats Povetkin, right? He has to fight the winner. But here's the crazy thing about it. Tyson Fury says he'll forfeit the title, but then all of a sudden, oh, well, I want to smash Dillian White's face in. And then he said Dillian White had to accomplish something before he fight him. What did Otto Wallin accomplish before he fought you? And what did he accomplish? Now, does that take away anything that Tyson Fury has accomplished? No. It just basically means the here and now, what you're talking about is bullshit. Okay? That's like, for example, this mostly happened to women. Okay? Women, I've known women to do this to men, but mostly men do this to women. Okay? That's like if you have a man. Okay? Ladies, y'all understand this. Or you've known about a man. Let's say this man has big money. You have a regular job, right? He don't need your money to pay bills. He don't need your money to put food on the table or nothing. He can take care of his home and hold it down for himself, right? So your money can't even compare to his money. But he goes out and screw a bunch of other women. And his attitude is, bitch, without me, you ain't shit. That mink coat you wearing, all them furs you fucking got, that nice ass expensive car, without me, you can't even maintain that shit. You got that because of me. I do what I want to do. I can replace you with anybody. I go out there, you don't think I can go out there and get a woman that make the kind of money or similar money to what I make. You don't bring nothing to me. You ever known people like that? Their ego. You can't touch me. You can't say nothing to me. You live in a better life with me than you ever would. Financially, materialistically. So they think because they make more money than you, they have, that. No, who are you? You lucky to have me. I ain't lucky to have you. There's no mutual respect. We're blessed to have each other. There's no woman, no man on the face of this earth that's bigger than who you are. This is the kind of shit that I continue to push because this is what I mean. And this is why I'm not a fan of anyone's. I'm someone who speak from, listen, if I'm speaking from the heart about something, it's not an act. I'm never in acting mode when I'm speaking about this kind of shit. When I'm, period. But what I'm saying is if I speak about something and it's just news, it's just news. And that's what this is. But you guys make it personal and want to make it like it's directed towards you. So yeah, I'm addressing shit this way. And then I'm not going to sit here and go paragraph for paragraph with you. And when people decide they want to act stupid and bring race into it and stupid shit, make dumb comments, I just simply get rid of you. It's as simple as that because I don't need negativity on this channel. Just because we have a disagreement, that's not what it is. So don't try to flip it and lie and make that. But when you try to come with the verbal attacks and try to make it as if like, you know, this is something directed at you, you have a problem. All this shit in your head is this. Look, you're the one fucked up in the head. What I'm doing is simply letting you guys know this is what was said and this is what I feel and think. You have people saying I don't think it was this and that. That's fine. But to come at me with the, oh, you're wrong because you did this and you said yada yada yada. No, motherfucker, he's wrong for saying that shit. If I'm wrong for repeating it, he's wrong for saying it. So to sit here and turn around, like everything you hear me saying, I'm saying it. I don't need somebody to say, oh, Aries didn't mean like that. What Aries really meant was that Tyson.Fury was just joking. No. I don't know what the fuck, and I don't care. So again, shout out and love to the family. You know what I'm saying? And for those who understand, plain and simple, we're all human beings. I don't put nobody on no pedestal. We are all equal level. But when you and your true feelings start to come out, your true colors start to come out, and you start bringing up race and all kind of stupid shit to try to make yourself look good, you understand? Or because your anger is getting the best of you, fuck you. And I don't want you on my channel. It's as simple as that. Again, all that, nothing but love, baby. So all I'm going to say in this video, never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. I will catch y'all on the next one.